love crafting, then I love you. Today I'm excited to be a part of Small Creator Sunday, hosted by Broke Girl Aesthetic and Little Treasures by Nancy. You can find links to their channels as well as the playlist in the description box and the comments below. For this DIY, we'll be using one of the black pumpkins from Dollar Tree and some Martha Stewart gold acrylic paint. I simply removed the stem of the pumpkin and set it aside and dipped my brush in the gold paint and just did gentle brush strokes in various places all over the pumpkin. While that dries, we're going to take a part of a paper bag and tear it and twist it to make a stem for the pumpkin. Once I have the shape that I want, I added some hot glue to kind of hold it together, and then I coated it with the paint of that same gold paint. I glued the stem to the top of the pumpkin and reshaped it to fit. Next, we'll be using one of the small white pumpkins from Dollar Tree as well as some gold thumbtacks. I'm going to place 4 or 5 thumbtacks in every other indentation around the pumpkin, and then paint the stem black. I think these two pumpkins complement each other very well. And here they are alongside a pumpkin I found at a thrift store. Using hot glue, I'm making swirl patterns all around the pumpkin. I did use a pattern that I had sketched out on the cardboard there below. Once the hot glue had completely dried and cooled, I coated the pumpkin with 2 coats of Waverly chalk paint in plaster. I added a small bow to the stem, and here's how it turned out. Here we'll be using some Waverly chalk paint in white, mineral, and moss, as well as some white wax. I will be painting a couple of the pumpkins in the white Waverly and then dry brushing with mineral over the top. Then I took a couple of the pumpkins and coated them in moss. Using the white wax, I will dry brush on top of the green pumpkins as well as the orange pumpkins. It seems to just take the brightness out of the orange a bit. After the pumpkins were painted, I used truffle to coat the stems. I dry brushed with the white wax over the stems as well and then wiped it back with a wet wipe. And here's how I styled them in my dining room. Using some Dollar Tree gourds and pumpkins, I'm going to take white Waverly chalk paint and give them 2 good coats. For this DIY, I'm using a small cutting board I got from Hobby Lobby, as well as some stems I got from Dollar Tree. I tied the stems on with some twine, and that's all there is to it. I'm using some odds and ends here to glue together to embellish the top of the pumpkin. I'm going to use a fall leaf garland and just wind it around the top of the planter. Once I have it like I want it, I place the pumpkin on top and then embellish it with the leaves that I hot glued at the beginning. I'll link the video where I made this pumpkin in the description box below. For this DIY, I'm using a hula hoop skirt from Dollar Tree as well as one of these wreaths. For this part, it might be easier to watch what I do than it will be to understand what I'm saying, but I'm taking 2 of the bundles of the skirt, folding them in half, and here I'm actually just tying them around the wreath. Now you'll see in the next part that I do actually cut those. The first time I actually tied it into a knot, but I discovered that wasn't really necessary, so that's the only one that I actually tied a knot on. Again, taking 2 bundles from the skirt, cutting those off, folding it in half and cutting it, and tying it on top of the previous bundle. I used the entire hula skirt to go about 3/4 of the way around the wreath. I fully intended to go all the way around the wreath, but when I ran out of the hula skirt, I just started adding some Dollar Tree fall stems to fill in that gap. Once I was satisfied with the florals, I added a Dollar Tree bow. I would like to thank the host once again for hosting this playlist, and thank you for watching. And as always, if you see something you like, be sure and like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, I wish you peace, health, and sunshine.